Hey guys, what's going on? What's going on, man? Gonna come up with another rant. A couple of things is on my basketball mind this morning. I'm gonna try to get through both of them here. First one, I'm going to talk about, and I'm not a big talk about LeBron all the time. I talk about LeBron in my personal life. I don't need to do it up on my channel, but I'm gonna something been sticking in my craw for the longest. I mean, a lot of it when I have to debate LeBron fans is, so I watched Uncut Hoops. Then I watched the Real Mind Crimes reaction to Uncut Hoops video, and they were talking, which is basically Uncut Hoops was reacting to what ESPN has been saying about LeBron load managing on the court. And this is something I have been calling out. I'm going to say this right now. The last time LeBron James gave an honest effort on both sides of the court, and halfway on it, he was never really the stick it in the mud, go out and grind out and lock you down every play defender, which is why when LeBron James fans cry about him not getting the 2013 Defense Player of the Year, I don't even believe he should have been in the running for it. I mean, seriously, if you go back and watch that Heat, the Heat was such an uneven defensive team. They were good. They wound up being an overall good defensive team because the league offensively was so bad. There were so many bad offensive teams, but they were so uneven. Like, I'll put it this way. Long story short, LeBron James didn't play defense until fourth quarters. That's when him and Wade, who was an excellent defender, both of them were excellent defenders. They have excellent defensive talent. But what you never got from those Heat teams was a full-court effort. They would turn it up in the second half. So a lot of times, that Heat team, which I am very critical of, even when they won 27 games in a row, right, which you would think was the greatest, one of the greatest win streaks of our time. Again, one thing, let me preface this. I'll say that LeBron James team was the greatest team he ever played on. That was the best, most dominant, close to a dominant team he ever played on. But if you look at that 27-game streak in particular, only 8 of the teams were over 500. You played 19 teams because the East was so bad. They did play the Knicks, who had a 3-1 record against them that year. If you remember the 2 blowouts, the blowout on opening night, one was without one, and then the Knicks blew them out without Melo one game. And then LeBron sat out one game. Himself. So again, the Knicks had a 3-1 record, but you got the Knicks one time, and that was the one time you beat the Knicks. And it was a controversial call. I remember it was a Sunday afternoon game. It was a controversial call, but it wasn't like you played your biggest rival. Or I don't think they played Indiana in that streak. If they did, I would have to double check that. But again, you only played 8 teams over 500 in that 27-game streak. Well, again, just long story short, getting back to the defense thing, that was the last time that I could say, honestly, objectively, that I saw LeBron give a concerted effort on both sides of the ball. And this is 2013. Now we're in 2025, brothers. 12 years ago. He's 28. So he's 40 now. I mean, man, we'll make him 28 back then. And I was just, again, I wouldn't have been mad if he was the unanimous MVP. That was his last MVP season. In my opinion, the last season he deserved MVP. Would I cry that he was on the All-NBA defensive first team? Okay, he deserved that. He was not the defensive player of the year. In my opinion, the defensive player of the year had to be from the Grizzlies. And in my opinion, it should have been Tony Allen, but Tony Allen didn't have enough cachet to get, because he was the best pound-for-pound defender. I remember in that playoff watching that guy face guard Kevin Durant and lock him down in that playoffs in the second round. Mind you, no Russell Westbrook to contend with, only Durant, but he was able to do a job at 6'4", 6'5", on a great offensive player, elite offensive player, one-on-one. and he made Kevin Durant's life hell. The Grizzlies won that series in the second round. And that, they got to the conference finals that year. Okay, so yeah, I mean that was the last time you saw this guy give a concerted effort on defense. 2013. Honestly, I mean, since then, and again, you'll see flashes. You'll see flashes, but he's in chill mode on defense. Listen, a lot of star players will do that. They will kind of take some time off. They won't give but I mean, when you look at the film, when you just like there's ways to do it. There's ways to, you kind of read the offense. You kind of read what teams are what the players coming, and you like those guys, the Larry Birds of the world who aren't the most fleet of foot. The like when Nikola Jokic's defense gets criticized, Nikola Jokic is kind of expert of using his limited defensive, like he's not the most long-armed big man in the world. He does not jump. But he knows where to put himself to where he can affect the offensive play. So LeBron, when you look at LeBron, he's being lazy on defense, and again, he's done this for 12, 13 years running. But he does not even put himself in proper defensive positioning. It is just flat out a rest if he bothers to come back on defense at all. And so, Uncut Hoops did a very great job, showed a lot of great film, a lot of great instances. I mean, listen, I can watch a random Laker game and see about 30 or 40 instances of LeBron doing these things that were in this package. You cannot show you would just have to just clip it, and really kind of show it. Hey, look, guys, this is in the same game. Look at this guy just absolutely standing there, give no help, give no rotational help. Listen, at the end of the day, if you're going to look at it, the Lakers have a lot of bad defenders on their roster. I think part of the reason J.J. Redick, and see again, J.J. Redick is stuck between a rock and a hard place. As much as I hate his arrogant nature, there are things that he is right about. There's a few things that he's right about. But here's the problem. He's stuck between a rock and a hard place because LeBron is his boy. LeBron got him the job, right? But he cannot call out LeBron for this thing that we all see, that us haters all see. See, here's another thing I want to do, man. You guys, LeBron James is the only player in the NBA who criticism of warrants hate. I mean, Kevin Durant has had an unbelievable career. Everybody criticized Kevin Durant. Nobody calls you a hater for doing it. Steph Curry, how about his career? How many MVPs? How many championships? You can't say he didn't win Finals MVP because he won that as well. He won one. How many records? How many 3-point records? How many? Steph Curry gets criticized. Why is that not hate? Why is LeBron James the only player in the league where if you give him legitimate criticism, it is warranted as hate? No one hates LeBron James. Okay? This is criticism. His defense, his lack of defense, his lack of defensive instincts at this point, his unwillingness to play defense keeps his team from being truly competitive. I will say this again. I've been saying this for years now. Anybody that knows me that talks basketball with me, I know I'm just getting up here on YouTube, but anybody that knows me would see. I've been saying this for years. And I say years, I've seen it when it started happening back in 2012, 2013. I didn't think he was a great defender back then. Again, they take off. Back then, the Heat only turned up defense in the fourth quarter, and it would be pressure defense. And it wouldn't. One thing. I had the Knicks who beat them 3 times, and I felt if we got them in a playoff series, and if we were reasonably healthy, I thought. Matter of fact, I would have predicted that the Knicks would have won that series. Everybody says, "Oh, the Knicks had no chance of beating the Heat." Well, we ran into the Pacers again. Melo had no help. Melo and Felton were the only 2 guys who could score. Maybe Shumpert was the third leading scorer. J.R. Smith was out to lunch, and Tyson Chandler was getting his ass beat by Roy Hibbert. Okay? Jason Kidd, the brains of the operation, was just physically done. Now, if you notice, that was the last basketball he ever played in the NBA. His legs were done. He made 2 shots in the playoffs. Go back and check it. He made 2 field goals in, I think, the entire playoffs. All right? So, again, if we had any reasonable health, I still think we would have beat them. I still think but that's neither here nor there. Let's get back to LeBron. All right? Again, you can't tell me you're a defensive player of the year when you're low for, and so now here we are, 12 years later, at age 40, and now the excuse is, well, he doesn't have the. Again, I was in a debate and I gave against Tim Duncan. I gave Tim Duncan a lot of concerted effort for being the great defender he was, being All-NBA first-team defense in his late 30s. LeBron James has not made an all-defensive team at all. And guys got to understand, LeBron James is playing power forward. That's a very crucial spot on the court. Because you got AD, who's really a power forward, playing center. So if your power forward is never going to give you any help defense, you're Swiss cheese. Do y'all understand this? You are Swiss cheese. You cannot, that's it. You're Swiss cheese. The only thing that keeps the Lakers defense from being a complete embarrassment is the fact that AD plays defensive player of the year level defense as a rim protector. He erases a lot of mistakes, perimeter born mistakes, where again you got 4 guys that around AD who really can't consistently keep their man in front of them. And anybody knows if you want to beat the Lakers, spread them. And this is what's going to happen as they play better teams. And this is why their record against above 500 teams is putrid. Even about 500 teams they've beaten have had significant players missing. If you go back and look, or was like in the midst of a long road trip, or had to play second of a back-to-back, which is something that the league loves to do. They love to tinker the schedule to get the Lakers playing the second game of a back-to-back. Because if you remember, there are 2 teams in LA, right? So a lot of times teams, they make their West Coast run, and then they'll get the Clippers first. They'll get the Clippers first, and then the Lakers will play the teams tired on the second end of a back-to-back. Rarely do they do that the other way around. So again, it's one of those things that the league does to help the Lakers get a couple more wins, because we all know that the networks are pushing them. Barkley's admitted it. Gilbert Arenas has admitted it, that they're pushing the Lakers. The Lakers. And anything that the Lakers do good is LeBron. Anytime the Lakers do bad, it's the Lakers. Have you not noticed this? When the Lakers do something well, it's LeBron. When the Lakers do something wrong, it's the Lakers. How does that make sense? So,